Hi, BookTube. So, today is that long-awaited shout-out video. I am going to shout out 11 booktubers that have left a strong impression on me and all of which I'm subscribed to. If you're not mentioned, if you're not shouted out in this video, or if you feel there's someone else who does deserve to get a shout-out, it doesn't mean anything. It just means that I am naive to your awesomeness. So, I hope you'll forgive me. I'm just not exposed to you as much if your name is not mentioned. But these 11 people have really produced good content on BookTube and have been very entertaining and have been most supportive and friendly in the weeks and months that I've been on BookTube. I got my notebook here, so I'm gonna shout them out. Now, originally, I wanted to shout out everybody who I've name dropped in past videos and everyone I'm subscribed to all at once. But then I couldn't. But then I wouldn't be. The video for one will be too long, and then and then I might struggle to say something nice about everyone. So in the future, I will give shout outs to more people. I won't give a date. I've made promises I couldn't keep in the past. So hyperlinks in the description and links. I'm in my dad's library here. He's away on a business trip. And it's better lighting here. It's slightly more quiet here. So I'm going the extra mile here. And later I will edit the description at the on the stationary PC here and provide the links to the YouTube channels that I'm mentioning here. If you're watching this video early or a day later and there's still no direct links to the channel, it means something came up. I don't want to jinx it, but something came up. If 24 hours later there is still no links to those channels, but there will be the hyperlink for smartphones, and these booktubers in question will be notified. Because I'm going to do the @ I'm going to press the @ and then put the booktuber's name in question in the description. So, without further ado, let's begin. You guys have been waiting forever for this, right? Okay. So, on the top of my list, I must mention, I have them here all jumbled up. The two people who have a very special place in this in this video for me, because they volunteered to read and review my book. When I made the offer, they emailed me and asked for a copy of my book, which I already sent, and they've received. Okay, so there's the avid reader. We share a love of alternate history books, so that is great. And he's a very smart young man, and he shows and he reviews a lot of nonfiction books, especially political stuff, which can be controversial. But I admire his gumption, bravery, his boldness. That's the right word. His boldness to review political books. The second person I'd like to shout out also asked for a copy of my book, to whom I've sent, is Seagulls Gather. This booktuber reviews books and then breaks down specific sentences in those books to show how well written the book is or how badly written the book is. I find that awesome. He breaks down the sentence structures of the books. So that's great. Looking forward to your review as well, Seagulls Gather, of my book, if you liked it or not. Anyway, so those two are the first two I'd like to give a shout out to because they are going to read my book. Okay, now I'm going to do everyone else in random order. So then there's Criminally. We share a love of books that are made just to entertain. So Ollie likes to read trashy books, as he calls them, and I like to read airport novels, which are political and espionage thrillers that most of the younger readers today don't read. So that's why they can be called dad books. I like calling them airport novels. I'm reading one right now, Garden of Beasts by Jeffery Deaver. So, yeah, there you go. We share a love of books that are written just to entertain, not because they have any deeper meaning to them. I've been following his channel for quite a while now. Well, no, for a while now. Next is Joel Swagman. He and I actually have a lot of things in common in our personal lifestyle choices. We read a lot of similar books. He loves comic books, so he's introducing me to graphic novels and everything. And he does travel videos, which I used to do on my old channel. And and he also does mostly unedited videos like I do. So I see a lot of myself in him. Then next up is Juan at Plagued by Visions. Now, he introduced me to transgressive fiction. I don't read disturbing literature. I'm not a horror booktuber. But I am fascinated by darker literature, and every now and again I might dabble in it. There were some books that he mentioned on his channel that I've read. Not too many, but mission accomplished, Juan. I have dabbled in transgressive fiction from time to time. Disturbing books, horror, etc., etc. And he was the first person to actually read a book that I personally recommended. I wrote a comment in one of his videos, and he read the book that I suggested. So I felt like, oh wow, he took me seriously till he took some time in his life to read a book that I suggested. Now that really made me feel a little proud. Anyway, next up is Ecofictology with Lovis Geyer. Now, Lovis reviews books about reviews eco-fiction books about the environment, focusing on conservation, etc., and climate change and all those things. So for eco-activism, I have to shout out Ecofictology with Lovis Geyer. My dad has a little bit of a high profile in conservation circles here in Indonesia. So lots of points there, Lovis. Next up is, and I didn't mention earlier about Joel. Joel Swagman, as well as Dane Cobain, next up here. Both of them have done my tag video, my original tag. So I loved it that they played along with my little game. My fictional universes tag. You can find it on my channel. So they did my tag, and both of them have given me shout outs in the past. So I love you for that. Next up is Pax Panic. Pax does dark poetry, horror book reviews, and particularly known for poetry. But what I like most about Pax is she is very, very friendly and very, very engaging with her audience. Always talks with them. We have a back and forth. We share a fascination in religious books. So that's awesome. That's great. But she is so friendly and she has such an engaging and bright personality, which is ironic because she talks about dark literature. And by the way, Pax was introduced to me. I learned about her through Juan at Plagued by Visions. Anyway, Pax is very, very friendly, and you can't help but just keep watching and keep communicating all further and further, because she got you hooked. Next up is Peter the Book Lover. I'm relatively new to him, but he is the one who suggested I should use a bookshelf as a backdrop, which really helped because now my channel looks much more well polished. So thank you, Peter, for that very, very smart advice, for very, very, very good advice you give me there. Next is Book Rising with Bart S. Gilbertson. He's left a few comments in my videos, but they were very, very, very supportive. He gave me constructive advice. He's the one who left the friendliest comments and the most supportive comments in my videos. He said, "Oh, I hope you find success with your book. Here's some advice on how to get more exposure, etc. For your writing career, that is." So he's an author himself, and I've enjoyed his bookshelf tours. He's very, very supportive and very, very friendly person in the comments he's made in my videos. So thank you so much, Bart. I really appreciate it. And next up is Reading This Life, who likes to be called by the name MJ. Does the support small booktubers every week. Now she does these live chat events, and through her I've managed to make a lot more connections. People come and subscribe to me, and we're introduced to several other smaller booktubers. So for broadening my my network, I thank you a lot, MJ. I really appreciate that. And yeah, that's about it for this shout out video. Hyperlinks in the description now. Proper links to the channels maybe later, if nothing comes up. I will edit this video later on my on the PC over there. So I hope you enjoyed my video, my shout out video, my first shout out video. More shout out videos to come in the future. If you want me to give you a shout out, the only thing I can say is I hope you leave a very strong impression on me, like commenting in my videos, doing my tag, or giving me a shout out. If you leave me a very, very strong impression, right, I will most likely give you a shout out, or just make videos that really, really interest me. Keep being you. Keep being yourself. And I will notice. That's a bit of a cop-out. Okay, I'm starting to sound silly here. Goodbye.